Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So as you guys could tell by the title of this video is going to be about what comes to mind when people mention your name. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? So we're going to be using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot for the card selections, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? So let's get started. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Pile number one, we have the Two of Wands. Pile number two, we have the Lovers. And pile number three, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay? So, pile number one, Two of Wands. Pile number two, the Lovers. And pile number three, Eight of Cups, okay? So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamp in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi pile one, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number one, you picked Two of Wands. So this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way I like to do this is I like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number one, if you would like to know the decks that I'm using today, I'll be listing them in the description box below, okay? So pile number one, what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? I'm getting with the Two of Wands, a traveler, okay? Somebody who's well-traveled. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, okay? Because we have the Two of Wands and the globe. He's holding the globe. So I'm getting well-traveled, okay? Highly creative. Like I'm really getting like they think that you're a traveler. They talk about like how many countries you visited or cities. Okay. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Four of Swords. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Nine of Cups. Wow, that's really good. Some people envy your lifestyle. We have Justice, Libra energy. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Sun. And we have the Tower at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I'm getting here, what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you were living a life of luxury, okay? You have like, you're basically wish fulfillment when it comes to your lifestyle. People envy your lifestyle. This is what I'm getting here. You're very successful. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that how successful your business is with the Sun, how truthful and fair you are in your dealing with justice here, how you're receiving good karma. Okay, and I'm getting like people from your past are surprised and shocked by your glow up. Okay, this is what comes to mind when people think of you, like how much you've accomplished in this same amount of time as them. So basically I feel like people around the same age group as you've accomplished so much that they are shocked. Okay, and I'm getting with the Four of Swords. What comes to mind when people think of you with the Four Swords is that you have a calm, cool disposition to yourself, okay? You don't really engage in nonsense or pointless conversation. Okay, yeah, you see, they feel like you are financially abundant with the 10 of Pentacles. This is what comes to mind when people think of you, when your name is mentioned in a room, okay? How like you build a business for yourself. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, okay? The strength, Leo energy. We have Leo twice, and we have Justice, which is Libra, and then the Tower, Scorpio energy, okay? So powerful magnetic energy. That you're super strong, that you're courageous. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, okay, we have the Eight of Cups. That you walked away. I feel like there's people from your past that are like speaking on you, speaking on your success, and they're talking about how you walked away. And because of the fact that you walked away, now your life is better. Like it's a group of people I'm getting that are talking about you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Page of Cups. Sorry, not the Page of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. So what comes to mind when people mention your name is that how you've changed, that you're no longer invested. So you give minimal effort to these people. Okay, some people are saying that you think that you're too good, that you're better than them because you're living a life of luxury and that you're getting your wish fulfillment. Those are the people that envy you, that are saying that about you when people mention your name. But I'm getting with the Page of Pentacles, they're saying that you're breadcrumbing them or you don't have time for them, especially beside the Eight of Cups, like you've walked away and now you're just like giving them the bare minimum. I'm just getting like angry, bitter people. Yeah, what comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Queen of Wands. Is that your glow up? I'm really getting like you're beautiful, you're handsome here, you're in your prime, okay? You're having the best time of your life right now. You are very like a go-getter, passionate about what you're doing now. So definitely that fire sign, okay? That fire energy. Some people are saying that you're defensive. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, that you have a lot of like your guards are up. You have stronger boundaries now, because I feel like maybe in the past you used to let people walk all over you. Maybe that was in the past for some of you, okay? And now that you've changed, I'm really getting like a changed energy, a glow up energy. This is what people say. That's what comes to mind when they think of you and when they mention your name, okay? Have you changed? How you have more healthier boundaries, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? We have the Queen of Swords, okay? Maybe you went to school, you graduated from college or university. Your mind is more sharp. You're more logical in your approach. That's what comes to mind when people think of you or mention your name, okay? Yeah, definitely. That's that Libra energy I'm getting, okay? Libra and Leo. So you may have like Leo Sun or Libra Moon or vice versa, okay? What comes to mind when people think of you? What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pal? Number 1. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles. You are in your King of Pentacles energy, okay? And that you're being a stalemate. I'm getting like people are saying that you are in the King of Pentacles energy where you are financially stable, you are abundant. Some people, they see you as wish fulfillment, like they wish, like I'm getting like a missed opportunity with you. They wish they had taken you seriously in the past when they had you. It could be like ex-lovers, like when people mention your name or ask them about you, they like have regret now because now you're being a stalemate with the Two of Swords. You're no longer interested. Now you're more focused on your financial stability, your coins with the King of Pentacles. This is what people say when they mention your name. Okay, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name, is that you are in the King of Pentacles energy. You are abundant. You're living a life of luxury. Your wish are being fulfilled. Ever since, I'm getting like your wish have been fulfilled ever since you walked away from these people. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What do we have here? Yes, okay, so you see 8 of Cups is here again and 9 of Swords. People are meant, like, what comes to mind is that you walked away from anything that was not serving you, that was causing you a lot of stress. Maybe, like I'm saying, in the past you used to be in a Nine of Swords energy, maybe worried, stressed, okay, like maybe you were in an uncomfortable situation. You actually finally walked away and left all those cups behind you, okay? And this is what comes to mind when people mention your name. You got yourself out of a rut, okay? Because maybe you were in the Nine of Swords energy before. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so I'm getting what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are now finally in your Page of Wands energy, where you're using your creativity, you're going after your childhood dreams, things that you wanted to accomplish ever since you were a child, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Wow, we have the King of Wands. You see the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands is here. So definitely you are in that fire energy, that passion energy, okay, manifestation. What comes to mind when people mention your name is also how like handsome and beautiful that you are, okay? Now, like maybe I'm really getting like in the past, maybe you were like, I know people say the ugly duckling, but I'm getting this because you were around the wrong people. They didn't see your beauty, okay? I'm really getting that vibe, okay? It's not that you were ugly in the past. It's just like the people around you did not recognize your beauty. And now that you've walked away and now that you worked on yourself, okay, you improved yourself, like your self-esteem has like glowed up, okay? So now these people are finally seeing your beauty. And like I said, in the past, people mistreated you and they regret it now because they're seeing you in your prime, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Devil beside the King of Wands. That's that sexual attraction here, okay? That because the Devil could represent lust. Like people are talking about how handsome or like sexy that you are, how your sex appeal has like went to 100, okay? Like I'm really getting like these people are mad at the fact that they like missed out on a good one, okay? The one that got away. That's the vibe I'm getting here. We have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you have strong boundaries. Like you're just focused. Also, the Devil could represent like obsession, but it could be obsession with your work, obsession with improving yourself, which is not bad. But I'm getting like some of them are obsessed with you too, okay? Because now they can't come back. Yes, you see, we have the Queen of Wands. I'm telling you, that fire, that magnetic energy, that strong pull. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, how like magnetic that you are, how passionate, enthusiastic that you are now, okay? Maybe like I'm really getting like in the past, maybe you were like shy. You were not in your prime yet, okay? And I feel like people in your past, either they saw it and they didn't want it to come out, or they just ignored you, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Seven of Swords. Okay. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have Five of Wands. So Seven of Swords is lies and deception. I'm getting these are the haters talking about you probably did something to get to where you are today. Like they're trying to downplay your accomplishments, okay? Like they're trying to say that you didn't do it in an ethical way. I'm really getting like it's the haters saying that about you. The ones that are envious, okay? Because you have envious energy. Yeah, some of them are saying that you're still in the Nine of Swords energy. Those are the haters that are competing. They're competing against you because they can't believe it that you actually accomplished so many things and they have not. They're still in like wherever you left them when you walked away, they're still there. They haven't grown, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? That like I really get like you have people that wants to compete for your position. They want your life. Yeah, you see? We have the King of Swords and we have the Five of Cups. A lot of them, they regret it. They regret treating you like crap because now you are in the King of Swords energy. Like you're cold towards these people. You're like really cutthroat and then you keep them at arm's length, you know? You don't have them in your life. You don't even want to interact with these people. And those are the same people that are saying that you may be doing something sneaky or deceptive to get what you have today. Like they're talking about your glow up when it comes to your money, your financial abundance, okay? They think that you did something unethical to get it, but it's not true, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. I'm getting like some people are worried. They're worried about karma, worried about what they did to you, okay? Afraid that whatever they did to you is going to come back. Like, yeah, I'm really getting like some people feel guilty when people mention your name, okay? Like sometimes they want to like just switch up the conversation because bringing up your name brings a feeling of shame and guilt because they remember what they did to you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you see your strength. Like we have strength like twice. So that Leo energy, you overcame a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges along your path. And some people, they talk about that, like how strong you are. And like the people that don't want to mention your name or don't want to speak on your name are the ones that are either they feel guilty for what they did or they're hating on you because they're seeing you in your power and they're not in the same level as you anymore. Maybe at one point in time they were ahead of you. Now they are far behind you and they feel some type of way about it. So when people mention your name, they either talk down on you or they just want to switch up the conversation, okay? And like I said, some of them, they feel guilty with the Five of Cups. They regret what they did to you or said to you or made you feel. And they admire, like deep down inside, they admire your strength for keep going, okay? Maybe they try to talk down on your dreams, tell you that you weren't going to make it. And now they're seeing you in your power and they feel like some type of way, okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi, pal two. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pal number two, you picked the Lovers. So this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way I like to do this is I like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number two, if you would like to know the decks that I'm using today, I will be listing them in the description box below, okay? So let's get started, my pal number two. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? So with the Lovers here, I'm getting some people mention your, talk about like the love that they have for you or like a past relationship, how they miss you, okay? They talk about also your sex appeal, how seductive that you are with the Lovers. But I'm getting like some people miss you from the past. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Nine of Cups, so that you are wish fulfillment. You are the ideal lover. We have the Ten of Pentacles, yeah, that they want to build something with you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Moon, Pisces energy, so we have Pisces and Gemini. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? We have the Hermit. Ooh, and then we have the Five of Wands, competition. Some people want to compete for your attention, want to compete for your love, okay? I'm getting like you're very seductive, very alluring, okay, with the Moon, but you like to spend a lot of time by yourself with the Hermit, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you are athletic or you are health conscious, okay? That you are the competition. So I feel like when men talk about you, so let's say it's like a group of people, okay? So there's men and women, whatever your sexual orientation is. when the opposite sex or same sex mention your name, like the other side gets jealous and they want to tear you down or talk down on you with the 5 of Wands, okay, because they're competing against you. When people mention your name, they think of competition, okay, like you are the competition. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Hierophant. Wow, you see, marriage, or also a guru. So that's that Taurus energy. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So I'm getting with the Knight of Pentacles. People mention how like you are somebody who takes your time. Okay, you are meticulous. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're like trustworthy as well, but you're definitely a master at your craft with the Hierophant. Okay, you're I'm really getting like ideal partner. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, like they want to date you, they want to be your husband or be your wife, they want to build with you with the 10 of Pentacles, or they see you as somebody who is a builder, a provider. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name. They say that you have a good balance of intellectual, emotional intelligence, okay, and logical as well with the Queen of Swords. You're highly caring and loving. Yeah, you have a lot of integrity with the Strength card here. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're strong, you're powerful. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Yes, you see, I'm telling you, there's people that want to give you love with the Ace of Cups. They want to give you their Ace of Cups, okay? They want to offer you, extend you a love connection, a love offer. This is what comes to mind when people think of you, okay? Mention your name. Is also with the Ace of Cups, they mention how like you have healthy self-esteem, healthy self-love, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you see, didn't I say a master at your craft, a guru, a skilled worker? It could be people at your job as well that are saying that about you when people mention your name. They speak highly of you, okay, because we have the Hierophant and the Hermit, okay? But we have the 8 of Pentacles, so you are a skilled worker, or you're skilled at your craft, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles. I know it came out in reverse, but I'm not getting that reverse vibe, and I'm not being called to take it in reverse. But definitely this is like the wifey husband energy, okay? Reliable, trustworthy, and I was getting that with the Knight of Pentacles as well, okay? The ideal, I'm really getting ideal lover, ideal partner, or ideal worker, okay? Like you're just basically the idea, okay? So this is what comes to mind when people mention your name. What, see? I'm telling you. This is the 4 of Wands, okay? Soulmate, twin flame, celebration, good news, but it's also success, okay? Solid foundation, reliability, okay? This is very like celebration. They're celebrating on this card. And this is what comes to mind when people mention your name, that you are somebody that they would like to celebrate with, okay? Want to keep in their life. You are definitely a keeper, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? See, 7 of Pentacles, that you are somebody who is patient with the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Okay, so we have these 8 of Wands, that you are a manifester. You know how to bring things into fruition, okay? But you're also highly creative, okay? We have the Moon again, mysterious, mystique, alluring. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, okay? We have the Fool, that you are, I'm getting like you have an innocence to you. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name. And we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, okay? So we have Pisces energy twice. We have Aries, we have Gemini, we have Virgo, Taurus, and I think I did say Aries already, and Leo, okay? You could be any of those signs or have them in your chart. But Temperance is that calm, cool, collected energy, and it's also the like, I'm definitely like your wise, your wisdom. People like really talk about your wisdom, how you're wise beyond your years, because we all have like the spiritual teachers here, because we have the Hierophant, we have the Hermit, and we have Temperance. They're all spiritual teacher, but just in different they have different styles or different method of like teaching, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? What do we have here? We have the King of Wands, okay? Powerful. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, how powerful you are, how like magnetic that you are. Is that the fire energy, okay? And not only that, you have that fire energy, your enthusiasm when you put in the work. Like you're very dedicated to what you do, okay? This is what comes to mind when people mention your name. How dedicated that you are. Like you don't put one foot in and one foot out. You're all in, or either you're in or you're out. There's no in between with you when you do certain things, okay? Yeah, you see we have the Nine of Pentacles. That you are the eligible bachelor. I'm telling you, this is how they feel. This is how they view you when they mention your name. That's what comes to mind, that you are the eligible bachelor. Okay? Definitely the eligible bachelor. The Nine of Pentacles is also the person that could do on their own, that is self-sufficient. This is that Virgo energy, that you are abundant. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Wow, the Empress. Didn't I say? You are the Empress. How beautiful you are inside and out. With the Empress, you are a master manifester. You bask in that feminine energy. You know how to manifest things into your life without putting too much effort. But I'm really getting like your beauty, okay? When people mention your name, it's like how beautiful you are inside and out. You could be a Taurus or you could be a Libra. Okay, but we have Taurus here already, so definitely could have Taurus in your chart. Okay, this is what comes to mind when people mention your name. Wow, the Star. They think highly of you. Like all these cards are coming out just to confirm like how like they speak highly on your name, that you're so popular maybe. Okay, a lot of people may know you. They just think highly of you, like you have a cool, calm disposition to you, but also a healing energy. They feel at ease in your presence. This is what people, like what they say, what comes to mind when they think of you. This is why they feel like you are the ideal partner. Like you're self-sufficient. You were able to build yourself from the ground up without anybody's help. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Ten of Wands and we have the Queen of Swords, okay? Ten of Wands is like somebody who's able to shoulder great responsibilities, and this is how they feel about you. This is how, what they think of you when people mention your name, okay? We have the Queen of Swords, intelligent. And we have the Queen of Swords twice. They think that you're highly intelligent, okay? Great communicator as well. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, that you are a great communicator. They learn a lot from you, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Wow, Temperance again. So that's that Sagittarius energy. Calm, cool, and collected energy. Okay, we have the Lovers, Gemini energy. So you may have Gemini and Sagittarius in your chart, so it could be like your sun or your moon or vice versa, okay? And I'm getting that's that magnetic pull, okay, that you have those two elements and you attract a lot of people to you just because of that, because of your birth chart, okay? I'm really getting that. So with the Lovers coming out again, I'm really getting like people see you as like I said, the ideal lover. Very attractive. You calm their beast. I just heard you calm their beast. Okay, it's way too many cards that came out. Okay, so what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Wow, the Three of Cups. Okay, that you're fun. I'm telling you that you are fun to be around with the Three of Cups. You have a fun energy, a healing energy, joyful energy, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? It could also be friends that talk about you. They think highly of you, speak highly of you, okay? Or people that want to be your friend. What do we have here? Wow, Ace of Cups again. This is what comes to mind when people think of you. The love that you have for yourself is so appealing, okay? Because self-love is the best love, and really you bask in that energy. What comes to mind? The Queen of Swords just fell off. Okay, that was the Queen of Swords that I just picked up, but I'm not being called to take it. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Five of Cups. Some people, they have regret, okay? They may have missed an opportunity with you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? We have the Two of Swords, but it's in reverse. The Two of Swords in reverse is clarity, okay? Being sure about oneself. So I feel like some people, like, they're sure that you are their soulmate. Like, they want to believe it 100%. They know for a fact that they want to be with you. You have a lot of suitors, pile number 2. A lot of suitors, more than you know. You have a lot of eyes on you, okay? Definitely. So that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 2. Bye! Hi, pal 3. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pal number 3, you picked the 8 of Cups. So this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way I like to do this is I like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number 3, if you would like to know the decks that I'm using today, I will be listing them in the description box below, okay? So let's get started. My pile number 3. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? I'm really getting with the 8 of Cups, the one that walked away or got away, okay? I got that vibe a little bit from pile number 1, but I'm really getting like strongly with pile number 3, the one that got away, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Queen of Wands, that fire energy, attractive, seductive. We have the Four of Swords. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the King of Cups. What comes to mind when people mention your name? The Star wanted to come out, but we have the 10 of Cups, okay? And we have the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You have a great collaborative spirit, and with the 10 of Cups, like, you bring a lot of people joy. They're happy. Like, when people mention your name, like, happy feelings come, okay? Joyful feelings. But I'm getting also sadness because of the fact that you walked away, that they no longer have access to you, okay? Like, you put things to rest with the Four of Swords. You let go of a lot of people from your past, okay? Yes, you see the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. You let go of a lot of people from your past. You relocated. You have a lot of people that miss you, miss your energy, miss your touch. Okay, friends, family members, because we have the Ten of Cups, ex-lovers, people that you used to work with the Three of Pentacles. They say that, like, what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you're a great team player. Okay, when they work in a project or they do anything with you, it's always you always bring it to fruition. Okay, abundance. You're highly sensitive as well. With that's what's come to mind with when it comes to mentioning your name. That's with the King of Cups. Highly sensitive. Okay, that you know how to pick up on certain emotions, certain feelings that people try to hide or deny. You could pick up on that. Okay, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And I had this Ace of Swords and the Five of Cups that came out. So this is the truth, guys. Like, people say that you are truthful in your dealings, and we have the Five of Cups. There's a lot of regret when it comes to you surrounding you when people mention your name. Okay, I'm getting like ex-lovers with the Two of Cups. What comes to mind when people mention your name with the Nine of Pentacles is that you are abundant. People love your style. They love your swag. They love the fact that you build yourself from the ground up. You're self-sufficient. Okay, you live a life of luxury. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You see the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is the reliability, trustworthiness, but also building stuff from like building a strong foundation for yourself. You're definitely in the King of Pentacles energy. Okay, what comes to mind? Yeah, people from your past, because I saw the Six of Cups. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, a cycle in your life has ended with the World card, okay? Or that you're well-traveled as well. But you ended like maybe a cycle of poverty, a cycle of lack. You've ended that in your life, and now you are in your prime. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Seven of Cups. You have a lot of options when it comes to love. You have a lot of options when it comes to opportunities to advance in life, to elevate. Okay, I feel like maybe some of you may have like a large social media platform, or you're getting there. Okay, and you have people from your past watching you, taking notes of you, and then when people mention your name, they like speak highly of you, but there's a hint of regret with the Five of Cups behind it, because of the fact that you walked away and they didn't, like, I feel like these people wanted to stop you, like not stop you in a negative way, but stop you from leaving their life. Like, they could have done something to still have you in their life. I feel like you walked away because maybe at one point in your life, like, these people were not respecting you or not showing you the love that you deserve, so you decided to move away. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Yes, you're a master manifester. You manifested your life. Okay? This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, is that you are highly skilled with the Magician here. You are, especially, I'm getting abundant. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Okay, so for some of you, you may invoke some feeling of pettiness, jealousy. Okay? Some people, they badmouth you with the Five of Swords when people mention your name because they're angry, they're bitter. I'm really getting it's because you walked away and now you're doing better than them, because you are in the Nine of Pentacles energy and the King of Pentacles, so they're bad-mouthing you. Okay? Yeah, maybe you rejected their offer with the Knight of Cups. Some people are saying when your name comes around, like when people mention your name with the Knight of Cups, is that you're like a smooth talker, a smooth operator with the Knight of Cups. You're a charmer. And some people are just mad with the Five of Swords, angry when they mention your name, like they don't want to hear it. Okay? They get so upset because of like what you've accomplished in your life and what they didn't. It's like reflecting back to them where they are in life, and they don't really like it. It's living like it's living a bitter taste in their mouth. You see, they don't want me to speak. Yeah, they're bitter. I'm getting a bitter energy. Okay, there's some people that really don't like what you've accomplished for yourself, and that's why when people mention your name, they get really upset. I'm getting with the Sun here. People talk about how successful you are. They're happy. I'm really getting most people, when your name is mentioned in the conversation or in a room, you invoke feeling of happiness and joy, okay? Because we have the sun here. This is success, celebration, happiness. So this is the type of feeling that you invoke when your name is being mentioned, okay? That's what comes to mind when people think of you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the devil. I'm not getting negative energy with the devil. Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles. So you could definitely be a Capricorn here because we have the King of Pentacles twice. Like, people are saying that you are focused on your grind, okay? You're dedicated, because the devil could represent dedication as well, okay? Yes, it is obsession, but obsession is not always bad, because if you're obsessing over good things, like let's say your health, your money, okay, like not in a negative way where you want to build for yourself, this is good, okay? But if you're obsessing over like lower vibrational things, obviously that's not good. So really take it how it resonates. But I'm really getting the people, when they mention your name, is that they speak on how like your work ethics are impeccable with the devil. You're so focused, dedicated, okay? You put your everything into what you do, your craft. And we have the King of Pentacles. Like, definitely they're saying that you are abundant here with the King of Pentacles. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? You see the Knight of Cups is here again. Yes, you're sweet. Like, you were a great lover. I'm getting like a great lover, a great friend to many. And they betrayed you, backstabbed you, left you out. Yes, they speak on your success, that you're highly celebrated. Okay. That your victory, they talk about your victory. I'm getting like you may be very popular on social media, or you may be an influencer as well. And people talk about how you came from a long way. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Knight of Wands, okay? With the Knight of Wands, I'm getting like people mention that you are an adventurous person. You're very seductress or seductive, okay? Definitely with the devil being here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have, wow, you see the Ace of Wands, the highly creative, but that's that sexual energy that I was feeling with the Ace of Wands. Like, a lot of people are like addicted to you, are like stalking you on social media. They're obsessed with you, especially with the devil being here. You have a lot of people, when like they mention your name, there's a lot of excitement in their voice, okay? Like, not only is there excitement, there's also sexual tension when people mention your name. Like, you bring back memories, like good memories to certain people. And some people, like I said, they're just mad and bitter, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Yes, you're highly skilled. Eight of Pentacles. You are highly skilled at what you do. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm telling you, that's Taurus energy, because we have the Bull here. Definitely. You could have Taurus in your chart, but you're highly skilled. They're impressed by how much you've accomplished ever since you turn your back on these people. And that's why some of them with the Five of Cups, they regret doing you like they did, okay? They regret it. They wish they've like believed in you. I'm getting like some people didn't believe in you. They didn't think that you were going to make it. And now that you're making it, they're so upset with themselves. Okay, yeah, some people feel left out when they mention your name. Like, there's a lot of regret around you. Like, not you regretting anything, is more people around you or people from your past regretting, like not believing in you and not like supporting you. They feel left out with the Five of Pentacles. We have 555, change. People always talk about like how you change, how you became better. Okay, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Yes, Queen of Wands. Okay, we have the King of Wands and now we have the Queen of Wands. You're very beautiful, attractive here, a go-getter. You have like, they love your sense of style. People talk about your style when people mention your name. Like, they love, maybe you are a fashion designer for some of you, or a makeup artist. There's something that you do that's artistic here that people talk about when your name is being mentioned, okay? Like they're impressed by your skills and your talent, because we also have the Ace of Wands, okay? Somebody who is highly skilled and talented, creative, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Wow, this is the truth. Ace of Swords, okay? That you're a truthful person as well. This is what comes to people's mind when they mention your name. They love the way you speak. You have a beautiful voice. You may be a singer, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? People are heartbroken. Yeah, this is like relating to the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. Heartbreak because of the fact that you walked away. I'm really getting that. A lot of heartbreak. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What do we have here? We have the Page of Wands. Okay. Excitement. People get excited when they talk about you. Some people, like, I'm getting a lot of not mixed feelings, but mixed energy, where there's some people, they're happy and they're happy for you, happy for your growth. Others, they're happy, but they're sad that they're not part of your success, they're not part of your growth. And some of them are just straight up mad, bitter, and then to the point where they don't want to hear your name. Like if they mention your name with the Five of Swords, they talk down on you, and people could tell that they're being petty and jealous, okay? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What do we have here? Ooh, King of Pentacles, King of Coins, okay? We have the King of Pentacles 3 times. Definitely, your glow up is really your financial stability. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, how financially stable that you are, okay? And they're impressed by what you've accomplished for yourself and how you did it from the ground up. And it's also impressive ever since you blocked these people out of your life. Maybe you did not block them on social media, but you blocked them where they don't have a way to contact you. So maybe you change your number, you relocated. Yeah, I got the Six of Swords and we have it here. You relocated, and ever since you did that, your energy switched. It shifted to positive, okay? Maybe you were in a bad environment before, and now that you've relocated, pulled back your energy, you're able to build yourself, and now you are in the King of Pentacles energy, and we have it 3 times. So financial stability. This is what comes to mind when people mention your name, how financially stable that you are, how reliable that you are, okay? Like now you don't even have to speak with your words. Your action speaks for you, okay? You are a person of your word, a woman of your word, or a man of your word. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. That's why we have the Ace of Swords. You are the truth, okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye!